Back in November of 2023, I reviewed the Jordan 4 Olive Craft, and in that video, I went through my love history with the color olive. About 5 or 6 years ago, I walked into work with a new t-shirt, nothing special, like a $15 t-shirt, but I walked into work, and a nice woman said, "That t-shirt looks really good on you." Now, 99% of cases, that would have been like another day, just another offhand compliment. But this woman was not just any other woman. She was, at the time, she was my work crush. Anyone that's been in an office setting, that's started working in their career, they will have one of these at some point in their lives. Someone, when they're around you, you're like a little nervous, you're a little shy, but you laugh a little harder at their jokes than the joke deserves. All these little things, she was one of those. And the reason I tell you that story is because that day, I was wearing an olive green t-shirt. And I subconsciously, without even realizing at the time, I subconsciously convinced myself that olive is like my new color. That is like one of my favorite colors now. Like right now, it is still one of my favorite colors. And it wasn't on purpose, subconsciously, because I received that compliment at that time from that person. I started to like that color. Now, Jordan Brand is bringing back a colorway from 2006, 95% olive. It is on my favorite sneaker, the Jordan 5. And even though there are things that I don't love about the shoe, I just couldn't help myself. Air Jordan 5 Olive. Now the shoe is dropping on March 2nd for $200 in the United States. It is a retro of a 2006 colorway, and originally back in 2006, it was part of the whole Jordan lifestyle series. So part of that series, it included shoes like the Jordan 4 Lightning and Thunder. And when the Jordan 5 first originally released in 1990, it came out for a price of $125. That is around $310 in 2024 money. So very expensive back then, still expensive. Nothing ever changed. And the upper sole of the shoe, it's very unique. From images and up close, you might expect it to be like that textile material, exactly the same as the Jordan 5 Craft, but it isn't exactly that. There's like a smooth suede finish on top. It does feel pretty nice. Very unique. And the entirety of this upper sole, it is just olive, or officially Army Olive. That's what it says on the box, with hints of orange, officially Solar Orange. So you see on the tongue, the Jumpman, as well as the lace lock, comes in that orange color. The ankle collar lining as well, that is also orange. Now in a vacuum, I don't really love those two colors together. I think the orange just reminds me a bit too much of like pumpkins and Halloween. So I'm not a huge fan of like that color with this green. The green I love, I absolutely love it, but the hints of orange, not a huge fan. The netting of the shoe, it is just clear white netting, so it's not pre-aged, not yellow. Very happy they didn't do that. The netting does turn yellow over time anyway, so even when it comes pre-aged, I'm not like really annoyed, but I do like seeing like a white, clean, clear netting out of the box. And the netting extends all the way up to the tongue, just like a regular Jordan 5. And it does have a 3M tongue. Now, fun fact, the Jordan 5 was the first Jordan brand shoe to experiment with 3M, but only 2 OG colorways had that 3M tongue. And another thing that was a first for the Jordan 5 was the lace lock. That is my least favorite thing about the Jordan 5. The Jordan 5 is my favorite sneaker ever, but the lace locks, I don't like it. I don't think it provides much functionality or practicality at all. Just gets in the way, it gets messy, it's annoying. When I'm holding it in the video, I have it on, but when I put it on feet, I take it off. That's how I wear it usually. Now on the inside of the tongue, you'll see an Air Jordan tag. Sometimes on Jordan 5s or Jordan 4s as well, they'll flip that Jordan tag upside down. And originally, why they did that was because during the late 80s, I believe it was the late 80s, people would wear their tongues like flipped out. So they anticipated people doing that, so they went upside down. So when people flipped it out, they would see it the right side up. This one, it just comes with the right side up out of the box. Other Jordan 5s, like the Jordan 5 Dunk on Mars, that was upside down. Not sure how they choose which one gets that treatment. This one, right side up. And then moving on to the booty of the shoe, again in that orange color. It is a Jumpman, so this is not an OG colorway, so it doesn't have Nike Air branding on the booty. Just a Jumpman. It's not 100% like hard and fast rule. The Armour and Air Jordan 5s from late 2023, both of them had Nike Air on the booty. This one just follows that rule though. Not an OG colorway, Jumpman branding. Now Jordan 5s comes with a polyurethane midsole with a Nike Air unit on the back that you can see through. Obviously it's visible, as well as a Nike Air on the forefoot. Now fun fact, the shoe was designed by Tinker Hatfield, legendary designer, and he was inspired by a fighter jet that specifically resembled a shark. So this entire shoe, it does look very aggressive. Love how that looks. And the shark teeth part here, just my absolute favorite. and this does have that green splatter along the shark teeth. Sometimes they'll leave that shark teeth like a plain flat color. This time you get like sprinkles of green. The Jordan 5s does come with a clear outsole. Now another fun fact, Jordan 5s were the first Jordan brand shoe to experiment with icy outsoles, and I love that. Look how the Jumpman kind of shines through from behind. Just absolutely love it. Herringbone traction, the best traction in my opinion. And on the cutout, you'll see Jordan again following the booty of the shoe, not an OG colorway, so it's Jordan instead of the Nike on the cutout. Now this icy outsole type of material in terms of traction when you're playing ball in them, it's not the best if you're in like a dusty gym, but if you're in a well-maintained and well-cleaned gym, no problem at all. Now this shoe doesn't come with any extra laces. I think just sticking true to the theme, making this one plain color or like 95% the same color, I think it looks pretty cool. Personally, as someone that loves like shades of olive, especially a darker shade of olive, I think that looks really nice. I do still appreciate when they throw in extra laces just to give people more options, but quite honestly, I wouldn't change these laces out for another color. Maybe white, I think that'll make it really pop. Definitely not that orange, I think that'll look ugly, but white laces maybe, even black, but I don't have a problem with the green laces out of the box. Post this shoe, pretty regular Jordan Flight Club box. If you didn't know, the Flight Club was a thing that Jordan Brand started in the early 90s. It was like a membership club that you could join. You get like a physical membership card, you get like a signed t-shirt from Michael Jordan, you get a photo, and a bunch of little other things. They ended that program pretty quickly, and I say bring it back. I think people would still sign up for that. Now in terms of sizing and comfort, I'm a wide footer, but for Jordan 5s, I do stick true to size, and in my opinion, the Jordan 5 is the most comfortable Jordan shoe, at least from 1 to 14. I think everything about it fits me perfectly in terms of the length, in terms of the width, the collar, the padding around the collar is really sufficient, and just inside my feet, it just wraps around my feet perfectly. So whether or not you're a wide footer, I do recommend sticking true to size. Now in terms of the cushioning, it's pretty ancient technology. It's a polyurethane midsole, so a bit of weight savings compared to the rubber cup sole that you see like on a Jordan 1. But it is pretty old, pretty ancient. It does have Nike Air on the booty as well as the forefoot. That's all pretty old tech, but honestly I still think it holds up, especially if you're just wearing these casually. Overall comfort, I think it's perfect. And that brings the total sole score of the Jordan 5 Olive to 31 out of 40. A decent score compared to other general releases. Now colorway, even though as an olive color, even though I do love olive, I just think the orange just gets in the way. I just don't love that orange and olive pairing. I mean, I enjoy Halloween, but I don't know, to me it just sticks out like a sore thumb. I'm not in love with it. I wish it was like olive and another very neutral color like white or black. That would have looked really cool in my opinion. So even though I do love olive, yeah, just overall in terms of the colorway, I don't love it. I don't love it. Now in terms of materials, I think leather is king, so I definitely prefer leather over everything else. But this material is just kind of unique, so I do enjoy it, and it feels very smooth. And you can see like the color kind of change too when you run your fingers over it. Just like really nice suede. So I think it's nice materials. Even though I enjoy leather like 99% of the time, I think this isn't bad at all. Not bad at all, and it's something different. I appreciate that. Now in terms of comfort, like I alluded to earlier, the Jordan 5s, they are the most comfortable Jordan brand shoe for my feet, for my wide feet, so it's perfect for me. Nothing I would change in terms of the comfort. For whatever reason, it just wraps around my feet perfectly. It's not a very light shoe. I don't really mind the weight of it, and the cushioning, even though it's old, still think it holds up in 2023. 2024. I forgot, it's 2024. Now in terms of the versatility, I think the Jordan 5s, despite it looking like a pretty athletic or different looking shoe, very bulky, it's very 90s, I still think it's a very wearable and versatile shoe. But in terms of the colorway, this is a bit out there. This is a bit out there. It's not your usual like red, blue, black, even yellow, white. Yeah, this is different. It's not for everybody. It's not super easy to wear, especially with the hints of orange that pops out a little bit more. Objectively, I think there are a lot more colorways that are more versatile than this one. As much as I love olive as a color, there's fond memories with olive. Yeah, the orange, it's just not my favorite on this shoe. But this being a Jordan 5, as a Jordan 5 sucker, still gotta keep it. Still gotta keep it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 5 Olive. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.